What if the most powerful forces in our world don't show up with a crash of thunder and a flash of lightning? What if they show up with just a quiet footstep right beside you? Today, we're going to dive deep into the art of supernatural deception, how these incredibly powerful entities hide in plain sight by using the perfect disguise.
So, really, how does the supernatural walk among us? Well, probably not as towering gods or obvious monsters. It's more likely they appear as our peers, our companions, maybe even just as wanderers. It's a pretty chilling thought, right? And we're got to break down exactly how they pull it off.
Okay, so our story kicks off with Act 1, The Forbidden Identity. This is where we uncover a very specific kind of disguise, a mask so powerful, so effective, that it lets both the divine and the demonic move through our world completely, and I mean completely, undetected.
And that mask? It's the Wanderer. But hold on, this isn't just some casual traveler on a backpacking trip. The Wanderer is a carefully constructed, almost forbidden identity. It's a strategic persona that powerful beings use to hide who or what they really are.
So, you might be asking, why this disguise? What's so great about being a wanderer? Well, it serves a few key purposes. As a wanderer, an entity like the Norse god Wotan, for example, can meddle in human affairs without anyone batting an eye. Or a demon like Mephistopheles can slip between different realms. It's really the perfect cover to hide their true origins and navigate our tricky social structures from the inside.
Now for Act 2. This is where we meet the absolute master of this deception, Mephistopheles. This guy, he takes the wanderer archetype and just elevates it into something else entirely, becoming the devil's traveling companion.
And this, right here, is where the whole thing becomes truly chilling. On the one hand, you have his true nature. He's a demonic entity. But to the scholar Faust, he's just his permanent traveling buddy. See, this isn't a temporary mask. This is a complete, long-term integration into a person's life.
Think about how brilliant this companion role is for manipulation. It lets Mephistopheles be there for everything, guiding Faust through both physical and spiritual challenges, constantly whispering in his ear. And because they're traveling, they have the perfect excuse to go anywhere, which means his influence is relentless. This has nothing to do with friendship. It's all about proximity. And this constant companionship is the absolute key to his entire diabolical plan.
And let's be crystal clear, there is an ultimate goal here. All of it, the disguise, the travel, the so-called friendship, it's all meticulously designed for one single purpose, to lead the brilliant scholar Faust down the path to complete and utter spiritual ruin.
But just being a traveler can only get you so far. To really infiltrate the highest levels of human society, Mephistopheles needs, well, he needs more specific masks. And that brings us to masks for high society.
To get the job done, he basically deploys two key tools from his deception toolkit. He can become the cunning nobleman, fitting in perfectly in the halls of power. Or he can play the part of the erudite scholar, ready to dismantle any argument in the world of ideas. So first, let's look at the nobleman. This isn't about ego or wanting to look fancy. It's a key. It's a skeleton key that unlocks doors to the most powerful and influential circles imaginable. This way, Mephistopheles can manipulate not just one man, but maybe the very foundations of society itself. Then there's his other persona, the scholar. And this one is just as strategic. This disguise lets him attack Faust right on his home turf. He uses this incredibly deep intellectual manipulation, twisting logic and reason to basically corrupt the world of ideas from the inside out. And here's the true genius of it all. These specific identities allow him to, and I'm quoting here, bypass social and moral borders that might otherwise restrict a demonic entity. Just let that sink in. He isn't breaking the rules. He's using our own rules against us to walk right into places a demon should never, ever be able to go. So that brings us to our final act, bridging worlds through deceit. Now, let's zoom out and really appreciate why this strategy of hiding in plain sight is so devastatingly effective.
So here it is, the ultimate takeaway. The ability to just appear as a peer, as one of us, is the most powerful tool of all. It's so much more effective than brute force because it completely bypasses our greatest defense, our suspicion of the unknown.
This is the true power of his invisibility.
By masking his nature, his demonic influence just flies under the radar. It's subtle, almost imperceptible. This kind of deception creates a bridge between the supernatural world and our own, allowing him to alter our lives not as some scary outside force, but from right there within.
Which, of course, leaves us with one final, pretty unsettling thought. If the ultimate disguise for any force out there, good or evil, is simply to appear as a peer, then who exactly is walking beside you?